Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Child of the Week Assembly. We begin with our liturgy. In the beginning, when God created all things, he said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Let your light shine. God is light, and in him there is no darkness. Let your light shine. Jesus said, "I am the light of the world. Let your light shine." Well, this week's assembly is called "I Want It Now." And I know we've all been in that situation where we think life would be so much better if we could have it, whatever it is, now. So I thought I'd share with you a clip. It's quite a famous clip, and it's from, well, I wonder if you can guess from this picture where this is from. I'm going to share it with you now.
Hey, Daddy, I want a golden goose.
Here we go again.
All right, sweetheart, all right. Daddy will get you a golden goose as soon as we get home.
No, I want one of those.
Wonka, how much do you want for the golden goose?
They're not for sale.
Name your price.
She can't have one.
Who says I can't?
The man with the funny hat.
I want one. I want a golden goose. Gooses. Geeses. I want my geese to lay gold eggs for Easter.
It will, sweetheart.
At least 100 a day.
Anything you say.
And by the way,
What?
I want a feast.
You ate before you came to the factory.
I want a bean feast.
Oh, one of those.
Cream buns and donuts and fruitcake with no nuts, so good you could go nuts.
You're going to have all those things when you get home.
No, now! I want a ball! I want a party. Pink macaroons and a million balloons and performing baboons and give it to me.
Later.
Now! I want the world. I want the whole world. I want to lock it all up in my pocket. It's my bar of chocolate. Give it to me now.
I wonder how many of you have seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and you remember that that snippet that I played. That's Veronica, who is wanting everything, it seems, now. I wonder if you've been in that place where actually you've been shopping and maybe seen something and you want it now. You may have heard that I am retiring at the end of the year. Maybe you think that I want to go now. Well, I don't. Just to let you know, I'm very happy being the head for the next 5 months or so and enjoying every moment with you. Pooh has a very good understanding of what it is to be happy with what's happening now and not wanting more, not thinking that life would be better if, or life would be better when. He isn't thinking about today's okay, but would it be better if or when? He says to Piglet, "What day is it?" And Piglet says, "It's today," squeaked Piglet. "My favourite day," said Pooh. He's somebody who wants to enjoy today for what it is. This picture. Focus on the now, not what's been in the past, not worries or hopes for the future, but now. Let's enjoy it for what it is, just now. But there's also another aspect of this "I want it now," not just because we think that it would be better if we had X, Y, Z to make things better, But maybe we want things now because we're just not very good at waiting. There's a story in the Bible which talks about Jesus, who was led by the Spirit into the desert, into the wilderness, to be tempted there by the devil. And he was tempted for 40 days and 40 nights, fasting and becoming very hungry. Does anybody know what church tradition we celebrate when we think about this time when Jesus was fasting? It's coming up soon. In fact, after half term, we'll be thinking a little bit more about it. So maybe stop and somebody could share what they think it is. Well, I wonder who said it was Lent. There's a tradition of fasting that is associated with Lent from this period, this story in the Bible. It describes Jesus being baptized and then going into the wilderness for 40 days. And he went without food. And at the end of it, he was hungry. I bet he was. The Bible doesn't say why he went without food. Many Christians believe that maybe it was a time of preparation. Jesus went on to teach and perform miracles afterwards. But while he was fasting, the devil came and tempted him to eat, to do something that would be wrong or bad. That's what temptation means. We say it in the Lord's Prayer, don't we? Lead us not into temptation. Jesus was hungry, but he was able to resist temptation and he completed his fast. He waited and he exercised self-control. That waiting takes self-control. And this is something we're going to think a little bit about this week. Self-control is that ability to control our thoughts and actions, even if our minds or other people are telling us to do something different, to do the opposite. It's the ability not to give in to temptation. And several years ago now, a professor at Stanford University carried out a study to see how much self-control could benefit our lives. He did a famous experiment called the Marshmallow Experiment. And I've got a picture here. I want it now. Marshmallow Experiment. He wanted to test the self-control of children who were between 3 and 5 years old. So maybe a little bit younger than most of you. And what he did was he left them in a room with a marshmallow, just one in front of them. And he said that they could eat it if they wanted to, but he was going to leave the room and come back in a little while. If they didn't eat the marshmallow, he would give them another. Now I'm going to show you a video of this because it's quite funny to see how these little children behave as they are waiting to see whether they can resist the temptation of the marshmallow.
Okay, sit in that chair. All right, here's the deal. Marshmallow for you. You can either wait, and I'll give you another one if you wait, or you can eat it now. When I come back, I'll give you another one, so then you'll have two. But stay in here and stay in the chair till I come back, okay?
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go do something and then I'll come back.
It smells yummy. It smells really good.
it's up to you. You can have it now or you can wait. Okay? I'll be back. Stay in the chair, okay? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna leave and then I'll come back, okay? So you can either eat it right now or you can wait. Either way, okay? Okay. How'd you do? Did you do good? You did?
Yeah.
You wanted to eat it, didn't you? Yeah. So did I tell you to give you another one? Okay, now you can have both. You need them.
I love that. I wonder if you were presented with that marshmallow, would you be able to exercise self-control? Would you be able to wait and get a second one? Or would you just stuff it in your mouth and eat it anyway? Well, how does self-control help us? You know, it's good to know that you can grow in self-control. We can improve our self-control in lots of different areas of our lives. In being healthy, we can control ourselves and exercise restraint, not eat a whole packet of crisps at once. We can do exercise. That takes self-control. We can complete our homework before we do other things. That's needing self-control. Now, the scientists who did the experiment found that those with self-control did better at school, but also that that self-control is something we can do and improve upon. The Bible describes it like a fruit that can grow. And after our holiday, we're going to think a little bit about Lent as we enter this period of Lent, and how we can exercise self-control and grow in our self-control. Let's think about that as we go into this week as well, and your other teachers will be talking a little bit about self-control. So let's put our hands together and I will say a prayer. And if you want to join me, then you can say Amen at the end. So Lent is an important reminder of that need for self-control, and that's something we're going to be thinking of after our half-term holiday. We're thankful that we can grow self-control in our own lives. Help us to all get better at that skill of self-control, improving our well-being and helping us to live healthy, happy lives. Amen. Let's say together the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. So, let's see. House points. And this week, we've got Wiltshire in the lead with 756 this week. Anning House, a little way behind with 734. Then Barnardo's, 708, and Parks at 641 this week. Now, next week, or when we come back after half term, Mr. Niall is going to add up the total for the half term so we can see just what that looks like. And it'll give you an idea as to who has won that half term. And we will let them wear their own mufti on the Friday. So something to look forward to when we get back. Now we're going to move into our child of the week. And in year 1, Miss Berman says, well done to Rosalie. And Ethan is child of the week for Miss Marsden. In year 2, Sophia is child of the week for Miss Franklin, and Miami is the child of the week for Miss Jakes and Mrs. Walker. In year 3, a big well done to Jack, child of the week for Miss Epps and Miss Poole, and Isabella for Miss Croft's class. There's 2 children of the week for Miss Lefebvre. She couldn't choose between the 2 of them, so Roman and Amelie, well done to you. And Mr. Wright has chosen Ava Grace. In year 6, Sophie is the child of the week for Miss O'Donoghue, and Albie has been chosen for Mr. Boyer's class. And finally in year 6, Miss Greenhill's chosen Ben, and Mr. Niall has chosen Wilkie. So a big thank you and well done to all of those children. So let's see who else is going to be chosen this week for Shining the Light Brightly. And as we finish our assembly now, we're going to say together our leaving grace and leaving blessing. So we bless each other and say, go in the light and the peace of Jesus, in the name of Christ. Amen. Have a good week.